could be better than satisfying your passion in the midst of a white winter landscape in the distant country of Tajikistan? Snow covers the deep forest, the cold cuts the skin, but this is the stage for a dramatic hunt. Every step is a challenge to the limit. Every shot is an explosion of emotions. Join us on a harsh, but also extremely satisfying journey of hunting wild boars right after this. In the cold of a winter morning, we were still determined to go on a wild boar hunting trip. The ground was covered in snow, but with the help of the hunting dogs, we were still able to find the wild boars quickly. There it was. The pigs were running away, hiding under the thick bushes, and came into my sight. The opportunity only appeared for a short time. I immediately raised my gun and pulled the trigger. Gunshots rang out from many directions, creating a sound that echoed throughout the mountain. But the shooting distance was too far. Most of the bullets missed, giving the lucky pigs a chance to escape. What a pity! Harry and I carefully scanned the area ahead with binoculars. Wait, stop right there. A herd of wild boars was below. We quickly adjusted the aperture to get a better view. Our target would be the stray boar, wandering off alone. Opportunity waits for no reason. I immediately opened fire. The gunshot rang out, only hit the vital spot. The pig collapsed instantly, unable to fight back. As we approached, we both gasped in awe. A huge boar, weighing nearly 200 kilograms with sharp tusks. A perfect shot, and a perfect start to today's hunt. Immediately after the first achievement, a team member immediately noticed the appearance of another target. Without hesitation, I rushed to support Harry. Just as the shadow stood still for a split second, Harry took advantage of the golden moment, urgently aimed and fired. The bullet flew out, hitting the pig in the back, causing it to fall backwards and slide. However, it still tried to run away, as if to cling to life. We moved closer. Suddenly, the pig turned around as if ready to counterattack. Not letting danger get close, Harry quickly fired again, completely taking down his prey. However, the battle was not always easy. There were times when we had to run continuously to chase the target over a long distance. In the cold, sweat still kept falling. Finally, after much effort, we caught up with our prey. Breathing heavily, I tried to aim carefully and then pulled the trigger repeatedly. The shots rang out decisively. The pig collapsed, lying motionless in the white snow. With this much snow, moving around was not an easy option, so binoculars became our great help. Thanks to it, we found another target. Alva let out a cry, trying to attract the pig's attention. It paused warily for a few seconds. Thanks to my preparation, I immediately pulled the trigger. Before the sudden attack, the wild boar did not have time to react and jumped away. The bullet hit its target, but it was not powerful enough to take down the beast. I quickly found a better position, locked on the target, and pressed the trigger with decisiveness. The boar was instantly eliminated, marking another resounding success of the day. With high spirits, the team continued to gather to destroy another target. This time, things were easier because the prey was lying still. And surely, it never thought that it would be an eternal sleep from which it would never wake up. did not give up, continuing to chase a herd of wild boars for a long distance.
Finally, the group got closer to them.
Quickly placing the gun on the stand, my friend pointed the muzzle straight down, ready to fire.
Every thrilling moment passed. Bang! The gunshot officially finished off a wild boar as expected.
Crowded herds of pigs are always an attractive target that we always aspire to conquer. From far away on the snowy hills, the team found them. Not letting the opportunity pass, I quickly aimed at the leader and pulled the trigger.
Yeah, awesome, the prey got hit. My hunting party mates also did not give in. They also fired continuously and conquered their own prey.
The hunting trip ends here. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.
The elders in our village always said that once wild hogs catch the scent of food, they won't stop until they've destroyed everything. I never believed it. Until the garden behind my house turned into a battlefield, trees gnawed down, soil uprooted, everything in chaos. I couldn't stand by any longer. Anger surged within me. Tonight, I decided to hunt them down and put an end to this nightmare. In Texas, where we live, the wild hog problem has become severe. The hog population has exceeded 3 million, spreading across all 254 counties and causing immense damage to agriculture and property. Economically, the estimated annual losses reach $500 million, including the destruction of crops, irrigation systems, and fences, leading to failed harvests and increased management costs for farmers. We set out in the late afternoon, heading toward a vast 5,000-hectare field where an intense hunt was about to take place. This was the time when local farmers were preparing for a new planting season, yet they lived in constant fear. Wild hogs could appear at any moment, undoing all their hard work. We immediately checked our weapons, loaded our ammunition, and prepared for battle. Look at this. The sun had barely set, and already the hogs were storming out, wreaking havoc. But with a distance of nearly 500 meters, we couldn't shoot just yet. We needed to get closer. At just 40 meters away, two of us crawled forward to avoid detection. Every movement had to be slow and precise. After careful consideration, I locked onto a wild hog and aimed for its head. But at that moment, their keen instincts kicked in. The herd froze, sensed danger, and quickly fled. Their sharp sense of smell was their greatest weapon, helping them escape in an instant. We still had a chance. On the opposite side, one lone hog continued feasting, unaware of the threat. With no time to hesitate, I pulled the trigger. A deafening shot rang out. Perfect! The hog dropped instantly. After half an hour of patrolling the fields, I finally spotted the next targets. The hogs were scattered, foraging for leftover grains on the ground. I've always had a preference for the bigger ones. Taking them down was both a challenge and a trophy worth boasting about. We took our shots. One by one, the hogs fell, their bodies littering the field. Learning from our previous shot, we positioned ourselves downwind to avoid detection. Crouching behind a bush, I quietly observed a larger herd of wild hogs. My eyes locked onto the lead sow. That was my main target. These sows reproduce rapidly, so eliminating them would help control the population. It took nearly 10 minutes of observation as the herd kept moving, making it difficult to get a clear shot. But the moment a single shot rang out, the herd panicked and bolted. This time, however, it wouldn't be enough to save them. Gunfire erupted, cutting off all escape routes. The wild hogs dropped on the spot. What a thrilling hunt! Last night was just the beginning. Tonight, we were determined to hunt an even bigger prize. Through my thermal scope, I tracked the dark silhouette of a wild hog as it quietly moved toward the bait we had set earlier. With a distance of over 100 meters, I had enough time to observe, adjust my stance, and find the optimal shooting angle. The moment the hog stepped into my crosshairs, I took the shot, a clean kill. Nearby, more shadows moved, but they, too, soon met their fate. Wild hogs, driven by hunger, couldn't resist the aroma of food. One by one, then in groups, they gathered, completely unaware of the impending danger. Seizing the opportunity, the two of us took precise aim and fired. Through the scope, we saw their bodies collapse motionless on the ground. After the deafening gunfire, the entire field fell into an eerie silence. We thought that was it, but the hogs here were more abundant and reckless than I had imagined. Not far from us, I stumbled upon yet another large herd, each one big and covered in coarse bristles. My hunting partner and I weren't about to let this opportunity slip away. We opened fire, one shot after another. By the time it was over, not a single one had escaped. Tonight, I encountered more wild hogs than I expected, but even with my efforts, the numbers barely made it. With the situation as it is, I'll have to continue my night hunts to protect my land. Thank you all for following today's hunt. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Today, we faced an extremely special challenge. This wasn't just an ordinary hunting trip, it was a chance to put a bold new tactic to the test. We received continuous alert calls from fellow hunting teams, indicating that the herd of wild boars was moving in different directions. With thorough preparation, perfect formation, and advanced weaponry, our goal was to take down 80 wild boars. Is that mission impossible? Watch until the end of the video to find out. We packed all our gear and planned every detail. That was all we could do as we prepared for a tense battle against the invasive wild boars. This time, we didn't aim to eliminate the entire herd, as their numbers were overwhelming. Instead, we were determined to block every path the boars might take to escape. As we reached the ambush point, the sound of hunting dogs echoed across the mountains. Soon after, gunshots rang out simultaneously from all directions. Even though they were being chased by dogs and blockades, the wild boars darted like lightning. Our cheers caused the boars to panic and charge even faster, but eventually, they were completely taken down by Precise. Our next target was a stubborn shadow lurking below. I focused intensely, my mind tense, but my eyes locked onto the target. After 2 shots, the boar skillfully weaved through thick bushes. This one wasn't easy to bring down. Refusing to give up, I kept aiming and adjusting my crosshairs. It took 4 shots before we could finally watch the boar collapse. With continuous fire, several other targets were quickly cleared from the area. Our entire team couldn't contain our excitement and cheered loudly. That very afternoon, we received an urgent call from a local in Castamonu. With a trembling and fearful voice, they described how a massive herd of wild boars had attacked their family's farm the night before. There was no way we could stand by and let such a serious situation continue. Driving nonstop from Bolu to Castamonu for 3 hours, we arrived around 4 p.m. Sure enough, the wild boar population here was still growing. From any high vantage point, you could spot them moving below. Sensing danger, the boars quickly fled. We had to swiftly aim, adjust our angle, continuously. Some herds had over a dozen boars, but with our limited manpower and firepower, we could only take down a few. Even so, it was a positive sign to protect the area from this dark place. Before we could rest, another boar charged up from the base of the mountain, trying to escape, but unexpectedly for it, my buddy had been silently waiting. The moment it came into view, a bullet struck directly into its body. We wrapped up today's hunt with a surprising and satisfying result. Before long, dawn broke again. The mountain ranges remained our familiar resting spot. From above, we saw a herd of wild boars climbing the mountain together. One boar changed direction, freezing when it spotted me. After a few seconds of aiming, I pulled the trigger. But wild boars are not easily conquered. They escaped swiftly, scattering in different directions. Moisture from the rain made the surroundings foggy, but the cool weather was ideal for wild boar activity. Through the scope, we could clearly see dozens of boars moving together in search of food. We didn't act immediately, as visibility was still limited. Once the sun returned, we resumed the hunt. Our opponents were still the fierce, fast-running wild boars. They cleverly maneuvered through dense bushes to avoid pursuit, but with a clear plan and strategy, we had all their escape routes surrounded. With careful aiming and calm trigger pulls, only composure allowed us to turn the situation around. And a scope-equipped rifle, we didn't just opportunities. Every shot was accurate and took down the target swiftly. Wild boars are invasive in many regions, so be sure to fully comply with local regulations concerning population control. Hunting wild boars without following the law can result in serious consequences, including hefty fines or even jail time. Always make sure you have a valid license and follow the correct procedures. That wraps up today's hunting trip. Thank you for following along. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.
Oh!